Welcome to FarmRPG. Belogan here. Today we're going to talk about some new updates with the Quarry and a change in your stamina refill rate that have a pretty big impact on quite a few aspects of play and how you may want to plan your upgrades. Let's start with the Quarry. We find that in the list here. All right, this is currently in beta testing, which means it'll come out of beta probably in about a week. So the Quarry is a new building that you can build when you hit crafting level 40. Like the hayfield, it produces stone and sandstone every 10 minutes. It starts off producing one of those every 10 minutes and then goes up with each upgrade. The building is rather expensive to build. If we come to the library, we go to town, library, crafting. Let's look at building upgrades. Probably should put some more into the crafting page, but under the Quarry here in beta, you see it costs 10 million silver to build, which is expensive. But by the time you're at level 40 crafting, that's not too hard to come by. It's also a great extra 10 million farm experience. Now, the upgrades for the Quarry are the most expensive we're seeing yet. It costs 30,000 for your first upgrade and then 15,000 additional on top of that for every incremental increase. The other thing with the Quarry that I didn't talk about just yet is that in addition to producing stone and sandstone, it can also produce a chance for gems every time it produces stones. Now, we don't know if this is related to how many times it is upgraded, or once you have the Quarry, there's just a flat chance every time it comes out. I suspect it's the latter, but we don't have confirmation on that for sure. But it has the option to drop the new unpolished jade. There's nowhere else to get that in the game. So when we dig into the financials of this, we're going to ignore the gems perk because those are random. They aren't consistent, although they do add to cash that you get from the Quarry because you can use those gems to craft rings that have nice sell prices. Let's come over to our spreadsheet and see what this looks like in the Quarry. So here I have the number of upgrades in column A, the cost for each upgrade in column B. I have the listed amount of stone and sandstone that you're going to get per hour from those, and then the value of that stone and sandstone. Yeah, if I can say that properly here. Stone and sandstone. That shouldn't be a tongue twister, but it kind of sounds like it. Now for financials, we're ignoring any crafting implications of these. Currently, there's no crafting use for sandstone. In the future, though, you're going to be able to turn that into glass with some future updates that are currently planned, but not currently. Stone has a lot of uses for crafting, for everything from iron cups, glass, jars, your new tools, horseshoes, and those kind of things. So you can use stone to craft quite a few useful things. It's very common to find while exploring, but this does open up another path for working on your mastery for some of those crafting items like horseshoes that need a lot of stone to hit. For the financial compensation, though, we're going to be looking specifically at if we're just selling the sandstone, which sells for 50 silver each, and the stone for 1 each, how much value is it actually worth? So 306 silver to sell those if you do no upgrades when you initially build it. For days to recuperate, we are looking at the value that you get every hour, and that's a divisor. We're looking at the total cost of all of your upgrades plus initial 10 million cost. So it's your total investment to build that many upgrades. And they're dividing that by your profit for the day to see how many days it would take to recuperate the costs. So for example, if I look here, before you do any upgrades, it's just your 10 million silver divided by your hourly income from selling everything divided by 24. There's an assumption here that your inventory isn't going to overflow and you'll be able to sell everything here. So if you have a smaller inventory, this may take longer than what we're showing here. Additionally, if you're able to craft rings or you make things out of the stone, it'll be faster to pay off. But looking purely at selling, the minimum number of days to recuperate your costs comes down to just over 75, so about 76 days, and that is right around 36 upgrades. We're getting about 216 per hour out of your Quarry. So that would be 36 stone, 36 sandstone every 10 minutes going into your inventory. And your total investment to get up to that number of upgrades is about 20 million. So if you want to go further than that, you can. It starts to get more costly, as it always does, for incremental increases up to where your total investment is up in the hundreds of millions. If you're getting 200 upgrades, 200 every minute, I don't know why you'd want that many. Your inventory would overflow pretty quickly for most people. Even me, I would be overflowing after an hour. I'm at almost 1,400 inventory, not quite there yet. But you see your time to recuperate that cost does slowly go up over again. So that is the financials for the Quarry. Right now, if you're strictly looking at this as an investment, it's really not that great just for an investment. The value is going to come from the things that you can craft from the stone, eventually use for sandstone, and also from the gems that you can get from that without having to use exploring to go and find these gems to work on some of your item mastery and pick up that jade that is not available anywhere else in the game. All right, let's talk about stamina for a minute. Stamina got a huge boost today. So the default stamina refills 4 points every other minute. It used to be 1 point. With the energy perk drink, that bumps up to 8 points every other minute, or 4 points per minute. So that's a 400% increase in how much stamina you are gaining. Where this has an impact for us is in our perk analysis that we looked at earlier with energy drink versus wanderer. I left up my old numbers here saying, where is the point where wanderer perks are better than your energy drink? Remember, when you are exploring, your wanderer perks give you roughly 50% more total explorers. We took a breakdown saying when you are getting more total explorers from everything that you get out of your orchard versus what you get from stamina, I think. To be honest, I don't remember exactly what my analysis was on this. I didn't rewatch the video. But what I did do is come and plug in the numbers for the stamina increase now with 4 per day. So with 4, you're getting 240 per hour instead of 120 per hour. This is if you have the energy drink update. So instead of getting 30 stamina per hour or 60, it goes up to 240 and 120. So 4 times those values for how much stamina you're getting hourly. That means the energy drink, if you can take advantage of it, is giving you 2,880 extra stamina per day. Again, realistically, you're probably not going to use all that because you aren't playing 24/7 to use all of this extra stamina when you're not on. But while you are playing, it is recuperating much, much faster. That puts our break-even point where we would want to switch from our energy drink to the Wanderer perks quite a bit higher, and makes energy drink a little bit better earlier on, even though it's 25 points versus 19 for all the Wanderer perks. Basically, when your orchard is producing 5,760 stamina, so that's about 383 OJ trees or orange trees, or about 386 apples, or combination of the two. It's kind of the break-even point where if you're only going to have one of these perks, you jump it off and pick up the other. The other impact, though, that really has is in my perk list. I have changed the Wanderer perks to energy drinks from rotating from 2 to 4 to 2 to 3, because I think energy drink now is much more useful with all the additional stamina. It is noticeable compared to what you get versus what you grow out of your orchard, whereas in the past, prior to the upgrade, it was really pretty negligible. That extra 2,000 per day is something you will definitely notice and feel if you get that energy drink perk on there. I still think some of these other ones are probably a little more worthwhile in the long run. That's why I didn't just make them all 2. I left it at 3 where we rotate them. That's where I put those in my perk sheet. That has also been updated in the game. If you come to town, look in the library down here for the perk tier list by Belogan. I have made that change for, let's see if we can find it here, Wanderer and energy drink. Yeah, I list the Wanderer perks all at 2. Then I put 3 here. And again, that switch point is at this much stamina. So you don't have to come look at my video. You can find this in game where that change has made. All right, there we go. Some pretty fun updates today. Some of that beta content that should be out relatively soon. There's a new splash animation when fishing, some new items, a new super rare that have all been added today. The big items are the Quarry that is out for beta players, and in about a week will be available to everybody, and then the stamina increase rate. Hopefully this was helpful for you fine folks out there. As always, thanks for watching.